Hello, this is the summary notes for 1.1 in Data About Us. We have several vocabulary words, data, values such as counts, ratings, measures, or opinions that are gathered to answer questions. Now, there's two types of data. There's categorical data and numerical data. Categorical data is non-numerical data. So in other words, if I ask, what is your favorite ice cream? What is your favorite color? You're going to give me a word. Numerical data are responses to statistical questions that can be answered with a number. So how many text messages did you send? Or how many TVs do you have in your house? That is numerical data. An attribute is a characteristic or feature about a person or an object. As in today's lesson, it was how many letters are in your name. And then distribution is the shape of the data, and that's when you are looking at a graph. So, in order to help organize the data, you can make a frequency table. And the frequency table, so I'm just going to set this up a little easier. When you're going through a list of data, you're using tally marks. The important thing to do when you are making the table is to start with your least number and then find your greatest number and make sure you fill in all numbers after that. So when we're looking at this data, it's the first piece of data is 5, so I put a tally mark at 5, then 6, then 7, 10, 11, 5, 6, 7, 6, 6, 7. The frequency is just simply taking the tally marks and writing a numeral for that. So 2, 4, 3. There's 0 here. Very important to put the 0, another 0, 1, and a 1. So the next thing we want to do is make a visual of our frequency table. And one type visual is a line plot, which is a graph that shows data values on a number line using X's or other marks. It's usually either X's or dots. First step is to make equal distance marks on the number line. Okay, label the marks on the line starting with your lowest data value and continue with your highest data value. Again, you must have a consistent scale. So I'm going to make some data marks here. We had started with 5, 6, 7, 8. This is based on the table from the page before. And I'm going to look here, and we had 2 5s. So I make 2 X's. Then I had 4 6s. I'm getting the information from here. And I want to line up my first 2 rows the best as I can as equal. And then I put my next 2. And then again, my first 3 X's should be spaced out pretty evenly. And then I have a 10 and an 11. Now, to look at the distribution is how are our numbers falling on this graph? Is there a cluster or a group of data? If yes, around what numbers? So if I look here, there's about a big cluster of data right here between 5 to 7. Then another way to describe it, are there any gaps in our data? And there's an empty space right here. So I'm going to say there's a gap to 8 to 9. Right, so again, what we just did is we organized our data into a chart, and then we even made it even better and made it a little more visual and made it into a line plot.